Must I have a British or American accent before I can be a voiceover artist? You know, I've heard this a couple of times, and I know that a lot of the times is just misconception, right? A lot of people think that you need an accent to be a voiceover artist. You know, voiceover artistry is some industry that allows you to be who you are. You can sound like anyone and still get a role. So take, for instance, look at some animations that you have watched. Think about it. You realize that some people have just this very thin voice. Some have very deep voices. Some, they're just making sounds, basically. They just, all right? There's really no barrier. You do not have to have an accent. You don't need to have an accent, except that accent is demanded for. This is not to discourage you from learning accents as much as possible. But if that accent is not needed, you don't need to sound a particular way. Just sound like what you are asked to sound like. Take, for instance, you're a Nigerian. For me, I love to sound Nigerian. I love to sound African. Okay, because I'm Nigerian. I just believe, for me, that you do not buy what you don't have. My target audience is Nigerians, Africans, basically. And because of that, I focus my attention to it because I believe to a very large extent that even if I want to get an international job, they will hire me as an African or as a Nigerian. The likelihood that I'll be hired as an American or a British person, the likelihood very, very slim. So I focus more of my attention to sound like an educated Nigerian first before any other thing. So as much as possible, if you don't need the accent, if the accent is not required, you don't need it. All right. So focus on how you sound. And I mean, in this age and time, conversational reads are something that most people prefer, or most clients prefer right now. So you want to try to read a script as naturally as possible, the way you sound your everyday. So while you're practicing, read as naturally as possible, without any accent, without any fillers, nothing, just your natural self. So don't stress yourself trying to form an accent or trying to sound like someone else before you will believe that you can be successful as a voiceover artist. Be you, be true, and keep growing. I hope you've learned something. Keep learning, keep growing. And remember, talk is cheap, but your voice can be expensive.